The biggest passenger plane in the world arrives at DFW Airport, and it attracts a special guest.
Wow, that's this plane, because this plane makes a difference.
Wow, it's like a small town.
We are at the airport to see two of the huge planes and learn about the impact.
Beautiful. It really is.
Construction on the South Irving Library is progressing fast. We have your first look inside. Where does this rank on the scale of, what you...
Oh, I think right at the top.
The Mustangs of Las Colinas mark a big anniversary. The sculptor is sharing details of the horses you may have never noticed. Plus the walk to fight drunken driving, a preview of Canal Fest, and the turnout at the Trash Bash. This is City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. Our tour of some incredible airplanes in just a moment. We begin at the South Irving Library. The fast progress of the construction is noticeable outside, and we went inside to learn more about the features that will be included. Progress on the South Irving Library is clear, from the outside and inside.
We've been working on this project for many years, so it's good to see it coming to fruition. We're looking forward to open the doors for everybody. It's going to be a huge improvement.
Libraries are meant to stir imaginations, and at this point in the construction, that imagination can come in handy. For example, take this pile.
This will be part of the terrazzo floor.
Imagine it becoming a part of this, and you could get an idea of what the main lobby will look like.
We've got a lot of curves, decorative curves in the floor and in the ceiling.
Library Director Chris Dobson is taking some library board members on a tour.
And over here, this area is going to be the new book display. We'll have a big video monitor with information on what's going on in the library.
The first floor also has a large meeting room that can be divided.
We have 4 simultaneous meetings going on. One of the things that we did was we tried to put all the noise creators on the first floor.
That includes a glass-enclosed teen area.
It'll have all sorts of technology for teens that are doing videos and future employees of ICTN.
There will also be public computers and a computer lab.
It's going to have room for 15 or 16 computers. It'll have video screens, so when we're teaching a class, you'll actually be able to look up and see what you should be looking at.
The beauty of the library is that it really is addressing the changing needs. 25, 30 years ago, you went and checked out a book or you did some research. Now we have computers in there for everyone.
The whole building has got wonderful views.
We moved up to the second floor to get a better look. Your first impressions of this view?
Beautiful. It really is. Well, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's what Irving deserves.
There will be seating to let people enjoy the views as they read.
Read or just hang out.
People like sitting next to the window. That's one of the most popular places at the Central Library is along the windows on the second floor, and so we even got more space for that now.
The windows provide more than a view. They add to the energy efficiency.
These windows will be activated by the sun, so when the sun is directly on it, it will start to shade.
It'll allow less sunlight to pass through on really bright days, and that'll actually reduce our cooling costs.
Also on the second floor, books for adults, the genealogy section, a charging area for electronics, and
this is going to be a quiet room, and it'll house the periodical collection, all of our magazines. Again, that's one of the things people kept asking us for, was a quiet place to sit and read.
So that's for adults. And beyond that,
this is the entrance to the children's area. This wall is going to be puzzles. And we're actually going to have puzzle furniture.
The wall back here will be a media wall for kids, a lot of interactive play for them to do learning exercises. And then the floor between here and the column there is going to be filled with lava tiles, and their color, and when you step on them, the colors mix.
These are some examples of lava tiles we found on YouTube. Community donations helped pay for these extras.
Study rooms, they sort of divide children from adults, which was one of the things that we wanted to do. One of the complaints we get about the Central Library is it's so noisy.
From there, we moved down to the basement, which will not be open to the public.
Picture this filled with 90-inch tall shelving.
About 100,000 of the library's less popular books will be stored here. Flooding concerns prompted delays and some design changes. Any concerns lingering now?
No, we've got pumps. which are, as you can see, are keeping everything very nicely dry. And the one change we did make was we moved the computer network to the first floor.
Another energy-efficient feature is found here in the basement. These are geothermal wells that go 300 feet down into the ground that will help heat and cool the building. It's about 20 miles of pipe overall.
And we expect 25 to 40% energy savings through that.
There is more to notice outside.
If you look at the stone, we have picked up the same stone that is at Centennial Park and also the similar stone that is over at the fountain and Veterans Park as well. So that it looks like it's part of that Heritage Crossing area. I think that's very important for us to set the tone down there.
There is still a lot of work ahead, finishing out the inside, then the move.
And that's a big job to do when you have to move that many shelving and books and you got to get it all set up.
The Central Library expects to close for 2 months while that move is underway. Then other big decisions are ahead, including what to do with the current Central Library building.
First floor will be all library staff. City Council hasn't decided what to do with the rest of the building yet.
It could be used for meeting rooms, it could be used for city offices. We're just going to reevaluate the reuse of that building. It's still a good building.
On this day, the focus is on the new building. Library board members are impressed. Martha Watson says this technology-filled building is a big change from what she remembers.
See, I'm a native Irvingite, and Mrs. Hurwitz had the first library in the Blaylock Furniture Store up on Irving Boulevard. So everything's evolved.
I think it's been fantastic, but I do think that they're going to actually have to come here and experience it to really know what's here and available.
While this tour is wrapping up, the building will be open for everyone in early 2015.
Exciting, it's colorful, it's fun, it's a place that they want to come and stay.
It's a great combination of the old and the new. It's got the traditional library features, but it's got all the great stuff that we want in a new, exciting place. So I think it's going to have something for everybody.
Crews will be adding a barrier wall along 2nd Street to make sure drivers do not crash into the building. Airbus A380 service just started at DFW International Airport. Now that model number may not mean much to you, but the economic impact numbers will. They are estimated in the tens of millions. The Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau is among those touting the benefits, which include convenience for business travelers. We were there as the first flights arrived. It's a DFW double debut, and there is a big reason for all the fanfare and why cameras wanted to catch it from every angle.
One of the most important days in the history of the 40 years of the airport.
The A380 is the world's largest passenger plane. Qantas and Emirates Airlines just launched regular service here.
Wow, it's like a small town.
The planes are about 8 stories tall. With this one parked at the gates, you can see how it compares in size to an American Eagle jet. Qantas was the first to launch service. This plane will fly 6 times a week, non-stop, between DFW and Sydney, Australia. The airline brought its star ambassador, John Travolta, to the airport for the launch. The star does more than play with model planes. He is a real pilot who was trained here. Also,
Did a movie years ago called Urban Cowboy, and y'all know that.
And he hopes the non-stop flight will encourage people to visit Australia and discover the similarities.
Very much like the Texan. They want to have fun. They want you to feel loved and cared for, and they have big spaces. In Australia, everything's big like Texas is.
We got a look inside the Qantas A380, starting with the economy section.
Do you know how in most economy seats that when somebody reclines into your space, you actually feel that that space actually narrows? Well, these seats, the seat pan and the seat recline simultaneously, so you actually a cushion.
Moving up to premium economy.
So the seat is extra wide, 18.5 inches wide.
An entertainment system available for all passengers, features more than 150 movies and 500 TV shows. So what do we have here?
So here we have business class. You can see here that one of the key features of our product here is our Skybed. This is an award-winning seat. and it reclines to be fully flat.
Of course, fares can always change, but when we checked, business class sale fares started around $12,000 round trip.
Plus also we have pajamas for customers to change into, so that's a Qantas signature in business class.
Now we're in the first class cabin on Qantas, and this panel right here controls your seat. The seat will ultimately lie completely flat. And not only that, there are massage control options on here. Then at night, crews bring around a special treat to help passengers sleep.
Cabin crew will come with a sheepskin mattress. So it's a 3-inch sheepskin mattress that they will lay up, and then they'll put a sheet on the bottom and the top, and it is the best sleep experience in the sky without a doubt.
Some travel agents were along on the tour of the cabins so they can better help their customers get a feel for all this.
Getting there is the least favorite part of travel. This makes getting there fun.
Back outside on the tarmac, they could get a sense of the size and see the Qantas logo with the Texas makeover.
I have clients that love to go to Australia. This is going to be incredible. It's going to make it a lot easier.
2 days later, Emirates launched A380 service here.
We hope we brought another star to the Lone Star State with the Airbus A380.
The A380 nearly doubles the capacity of the market between DFW Airport and Dubai.
There was very little time to check out the inside of the Emirates plane as it was about to head back to Dubai. But we did find some of the fun features.
It's the lounge, yeah.
Including an onboard bar.
This is what everybody comes for. This is the Airbus experience. Our lounge, Emirates Lounge, is what people fly for. This is business class, yeah.
There are gourmet meals to enjoy, and
we have the light flatbed.
Also, business and first class passengers get chauffeur service to and from the airport. Our quick tour moved up to first class.
And you can also close these doors, which makes it like private suites.
A check online showed first class tickets around $23,000 round trip. For these passengers, drinks and the best food are always close.
Yeah, it's exactly a mini bar.
This is one of the features unique to Emirates First Class. It's an onboard shower spa. Take a look. People can take a shower right on board the plane.
It's huge. It's like walking into a big mansion. It's so luxurious.
It's beautiful. Much bigger plane, spacious, comfy. We got more amenities for the passengers.
He was on this first Qantas flight from Sydney and expects to be a regular passenger.
I work in Australia and come out here for businesses.
And a lot of people are talking about that business and economic impact.
Dallas and Fort Worth are a growing region internationally. There's tremendous interest in our region.
It's a massive economic impact. These flights are worth $200 million annually in economic value just to the greater Dallas-Fort Worth region. Tourism, shipment of goods, and purchase of items when obviously people are in town.
Big economic impact and big opportunities for travelers from really big planes now flying daily at DFW Airport.
We know everything in Texas is bigger. I think we deliver today.
This is a huge vote of confidence for Dallas-Fort Worth Airport and the community.
In other news from the airport, American Airlines announced that it is seeking approval from the U.S. Department of Transportation to launch new international service from DFW to Beijing, China. Beijing is the capital of China and considered a center for business. A delegation of North Texas leaders recently visited Beijing to help set the stage for all this. The service could begin next summer. And more aviation news next time on City Source. We will take you inside the Irving headquarters of Envoy Air, which customers know as American Eagle. The company just moved its headquarters here. The Irving Police Department is again getting recognition for its fundraising to fight drunken driving and help victims. The money is raised at Walk Like Mad, and City Source reporter Tony Cornett covered that event for us.
It's a near-perfect morning at downtown Dallas's Main Street Garden where thousands have gathered for this year's Walk Like Mad 5K.
I see a lot of our walkers are starting to mingle in with the crowd here today. Feel free to visit all of our sponsors' tents here.
Fundraiser and fun time, serious cause, and a cause for sober consideration of what continues to cause death on our roads, drunken driving.
We're also here, obviously, to remember those who have been lost to this violent crime.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving welcomes individuals and teams of walkers like Team Zero Tolerance. The bright yellow t-shirts mark its members as Irving's team of returning champion fundraisers in the law enforcement category.
Proud to say that Irving has held the title for 12 years. It sounds like we will maintain that title today.
We thank you for the life of Glenn Holmes.
Irving lost police officer Glenn Holmes to a drunken driver.
Glenn was killed by a drunk driver out on 114 at Beltline.
And the team name says it all about drunken driving in Irving: Zero Tolerance.
You don't get a pass, you don't get a free break when you come through the city. If you're intoxicated, then you will be arrested, and we'll do what we need to do to gather evidence to prosecute you successfully.
The back of the team shirt tells the story of what happens if you're caught. Impound fees, bail charges, court costs, and attorney bills. The message: just don't do it. Irving's tough stance has yielded solid results.
In Irving, we have dropped our fatality rate. We average somewhere between 11 to 15 intoxication-related crashes a year where the intoxicated driver kills somebody else. Right now, we're averaging about 1 or 2.
But Irving's team isn't just law enforcement.
Yes, sir. We've got my whole soccer team here. These are my players, my assistant coach, my mom, my husband's here. Yep, we got a lot of friends and family here.
For these guys, it's all about the good time.
It's fun. I like to exercise and such like that. I think it's going to be fun. Yes, I'm excited.
Everywhere around Main Street Garden are reminders of what this event is all about. The empty shoes, the stories of those lost and the families left behind, how drunken driving has impacted lives, from teams remembering a fellow student who died to a parent like this one honoring a child lost to a drunken driver.
I'm so grateful to all of them, to come and walk with us because, it's a cause close to my heart. It's also a great cause no matter what.
But before starting the walk, there is that matter of fundraising to settle, and sure enough, Team Zero Tolerance prevails again, raising more than $4,000. Now the walk begins, through the starting arch and out onto the downtown course. The sun is up and the temperature not too hot. Less than an hour later, the walkers begin returning to a hero's welcome.
We'd like to encourage everyone coming in off the trail today after the walk to get some refreshments.
We caught up with those Irving youngsters who walked.
All right, so what'd you think? How was it?
Really fun.
It was really fun.
Hope springs eternal at these Walk Like Mad events where awareness continues to fuel the fight against drunken driving, especially with young people on whose shoulders the future rests. Tony Cornett for City Source.
No doubt everyone in Irving has seen the Mustangs of Las Colinas, but there are aspects to that sculpture that you may not have noticed, things that only the artist would know. Fortunately, Robert Glenn, the sculptor of the Mustangs, is sharing some of those details with us. "30 years down the road, can you still remember crafting all of this?"
Oh, absolutely. Every bit of it.
Mustangs of Las Colinas sculptor Robert Glenn has a lot of memories, and he is happy to share all of them.
And I did it with my own hands.
Glenn lives in Africa, near the wildlife that inspires his art. This visit marks the 30th anniversary of the Mustangs installation, but Robert Glenn's Irving story starts well before that.
It took me 8.5 years of my life to make them, and 1 year of that was installation.
It all started with a call from the founder of Las Colinas, Ben Carpenter.
When I first came, and Ben and I talked about these horses he wanted for here, there wasn't any plaza, there was nothing, and it was pretty well ranched.
The design of the horses came first, and Carpenter then told the architect,
"Those are the horses. You design the buildings and the plaza around them."
Williams Square and the rest of Las Colinas has developed with those Mustangs as a centerpiece.
It's just quite amazing.
We're so appreciative to Robert for what he has done with that sculpture and for the city of Irving.
State Representative Linda Harper Brown delivered a special resolution to mark the anniversary.
It's just phenomenal.
The small ceremony took place in the new home of Irving's Mustang Museum, where visitors can learn more about the history and see some of Glenn's other sculptures.
What do you think about the new layout here?
It's the best. It's phenomenal.
The ceremony brought out former city leaders.
I was the mayor when it was all being planned.
And some who feel an emotional tie. Pat Curtis remembers every word he used to propose by the sculpture.
And so I pray with all my heart that never do we grow apart. Please marry me and be my wife, so long as God shall give us life.
There are only a few invited guests here, but a larger event is in the works for next year.
We decided to postpone it until the fall of 2015. Because of the construction, we wanted the plaza to look beautiful, we wanted the accessibility to be good and easy. So it's going to be 30+1 in the fall of 2015.
People here plan to be back for that because they believe there is a lot to celebrate. The Mustangs have become an icon for Irving.
Boy, howdy, here it is. You see those Mustangs and you know what they're talking about.
A representation can be seen just about everywhere you look in the city, from water towers to police badges.
I mean, everywhere we go, there's Mustangs on things, on menus and whatever. And I often wonder if I got a couple of dollars royalty from all these things, I'd probably do all right.
There's such a sense of awe and wonder, and you can conquer the West type feeling that I mean, it's just a majestic feeling, I think, when you see those Mustangs.
While many take in the visible beauty, there is a lot that cannot be seen.
So it's a bit of an engineering nightmare.
He says it was a challenge to capture a still representation of running horses. It is a feat of internal bracing and balance. Then,
something that we had to be very careful of is these tails, like that one, weigh 700 pounds. And so to put a 700-pound tail on the back end of a horse and support it is quite an interesting thing.
There are a lot of intricate details like that that only the artist would know and a casual viewer may miss.
Between this and an adult horse, the hair texture is much rougher because the young animal has woolly hair. And so I modeled all of this with that intention.
Over the 3 decades, the sculptures have changed through exposure to the elements and people.
If you look at this part of it here, it hasn't been touched so much. Whereas here, everyone's touching. And I think it's great because it polishes it, and bronzes are meant to be touched. And you can see how it's working out, and I love it because it's, it just shows more life.
While he says the Mustangs are getting better with age, one thing has not changed, and that is his pride in this, his signature work.
Very often one looks back at old work and you say, wow, I would have done this or I would have done that. And I have to say that I don't feel that.
The Mustang Museum is open Wednesdays through Saturdays in the West Tower at Williams Square. Admission is free and parking is validated. Now check this out. It's WebWatch, our most popular online videos. And in the top spot, Irving firefighters join many others in a moving tribute.
This shows and proves to the world that when we say we never forget, we never forget.
This was the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb in downtown Dallas. A lot of comments on this one. On the event's Facebook site, organizers wrote, "A huge thank you to the City of Irving for doing an excellent job capturing what our event is about." On our YouTube site, Ray J, I'm guessing not the famous one, wrote, "Great story, thanks, never forget." Also continuing to get a lot of new views, our story from the groundbreaking of the Irving Music Factory. Construction is getting underway. And rounding out the WebWatch this time, our story previewing A380 service. You saw the actual debut earlier in the show, and we are hoping that story gets a lot of views as well. So make it happen. If you missed any of those stories, find them at ictn.tv. That's also where you can watch us live 24/7. Plus, catch us at youtube.com/The City of Irving. We have more than 1,000 subscribers to our channel. Please comment on our videos because we always like to hear from you. A lot of volunteers turned out for Keep Irving Beautiful's Trash Bash. It turns out the park did not have much trash to clean up, but organizers say it is still important to draw attention to the cause. City Source reporter Bernardo Frias learned more about it.
Are you going to pick up trash today? Yeah. Well, thank you.
We just show up and we get to pick up trash, and it just makes us feel like $1 million.
Armed with trash bags, litter pickers, and disposable gloves, these volunteers showed up bright and early and ready to work.
Today is our 23rd annual Trash Bash, and we have over 700 people registered to come out today to support our cleanup. And the goal for today is to pick up litter before it gets into the Elm Fork of the Trinity River.
The Trinity River is where we all drink water, so it's really important to keep it clean.
You get your stuff right over here, and the shirt's going to be in the back.
Volunteers lend a helping hand by walking through Campion trails and picking up trash along the way.
It makes me really glad. Today we actually have a record number of volunteers, which is 700, and that just means that the message is getting out there and people are coming out, and they also learn about the Campion Trail, which I think is a wonderful asset to Irving.
If we start reaching out to them at a younger age and getting them volunteer at a younger age, then it's become second nature to them.
I'm a Girl Scout troop leader here in Irving. We have a troop of about 26 girls, and usually at these events about half of our troop shows up to help keep Irving beautiful.
Last year we had 503 people come out, and we collected several thousand pounds of trash and another 400 pounds of recyclables. Those recyclables are diverted away from the landfill into a recycling center, thus increasing the lifespan of our landfills.
Despite having a common goal, there are different plans of attack.
Whichever way everybody's going, we'll usually go the other way.
A game plan, you know what, I think my experience tells me that some of these people are going to look for the easy, low-hanging fruit, you know, the easy trash to pick up, and I have to kind of go back behind them and take a sweep and put a second set of eyes on it and get that little stuff that they missed.
Herpetologist Barry Allen stopped by to provide some safety tips for volunteers and show off his impressive snake collection.
It doesn't feel slimy or anything, but it feels like a boot, like a boot just wrapping around you or something.
It's just like, it feels gross. It's just soft.
The Trash Bash is part of a nationwide effort called National Public Lands Day, where volunteers get together to clean up parks for families and our little friend here to enjoy.
Being able to give back to the community makes us all feel really good. Even the little girls, they walk away knowing that they've done something very, very good for their community.
We need the KIB and all of these folks that care about Irving, care about the environment. You know, it's ours to take care of, and that's what we should do.
Events like the Trash Bash provide residents a hands-on opportunity, not only to keep Irving beautiful, but also have fun while doing so. Bernardo Frias for City Source.
A favorite festival of the past that re-emerged last year is back again. Canal Fest is Saturday, October 25th from 2 until 8 p.m. You can see in this video from last year some of the activities: art, live music, gondola boat rentals, and more. Admission is free. It all happens along the Mandalay Canal in Las Colinas. More details at irvingevents.org. Another activity called the Dash for Dignity brought crowds to the Urban Center, and our team caught up with some of those taking part.
This turnout is unbelievable. Look at this.
The Dash for Dignity has been taking place for 21 years.
Which is a 5K and a 1K run and walk that helps raise funds for Citizens Development Center.
So that we at Citizens Development Center can provide the services we do to adults with intellectual and physical and emotional disabilities.
We're here to have fun, to help.
How could you not be involved in an event like this for the community, by the community?
I just thought it was an opportunity to not only hang out and get some exercise, but also to give back to a very worthy charity.
Our center provides work and vocational resource for over 400 families a year.
We went to visit, and just meeting the clients and walking around and just meeting each person, you're like, I want to be involved in this. They're just a lot of fun.
And a lot of our clients, adults with disabilities, are here as well today to run and participate.
I know these people. They're great.
Irving's a beautiful city. So Las Colinas is really, really nice, and I love the location.
We're glad to be here in Irving, in the Urban Towers area of Las Colinas. It's a wonderful location for the run here this morning.
And the way they have the trail going, it's going to be beautiful. Good sightseeing trail.
The community has come together, business and everybody, making it a great day.
It's going to raise a lot of money for a lot of good people.
Yeah, good turnout there. And the Dash for Dignity raised more than $81,000 for the Citizens Development Center. Several special events are coming up for pets and their people at the Animal Care Campus. Saturday, October 18th is the 5th annual Blessing of the Animals presented by Hope Fellowship Church. It is also the time for a donation drive. Cat litter, dog treats, towels, cash, and more are among the things needed. October 18th is also the day of the If It's Fixed, It's Free special. Adoption fees are waived for all spayed and neutered animals. Then an event that always brings out the cute doggies, the Strut Your Mutt and Meow Halloween Costume Contest and Pet Parade. There are prizes in different categories, along with games and other fun activities. Money raised goes to the DFW Humane Society. And let's head to the Animal Care Campus because it is time for our Pets of the Week.
Hello, my name is Josh with the City of Irving Animal Shelter, and these are our Pets of the Week. Our first pet of the week is Melissa. She's a 3-year-old Schnauzer Chihuahua mix. She's a very good girl. However, she was dropped off here by her owners because they didn't want her having any more babies while in their care. So please help us find Melissa a brand new home. And our second pet of the week is Spock. He is a 4-month-old red tabby, very sweet boy, very friendly. He was, however, a stray abandoned here at the shelter with us. If you're interested in adopting Spock, please come by the Irving Animal Shelter. And our third pet of the week is Brody. He is an 8-month-old male boxer, a very good boy, very good puppy, as you can see. However, he was surrendered because the owner said he was too much of a responsibility. If you're looking forward to having a good dog, please adopt Brody here with us, City of Irving Animal Shelter.
All right, thanks, Josh. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen as our dog reads along. Notice the one for Animal Services has changed. It now has a number in it. The Campion Trail is getting longer. On the next City Source, see some of the expansion getting underway. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a tour of the new headquarters of Envoy Air, which brought hundreds of jobs to Irving. Also, a fan favorite, Tug the Bull Terrier, is back. Find out what he is up to now and how he is working with students to confront a big problem. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks to everyone who is a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.